First of all, thank you everybody for joining us today. I couldn't be more excited to actually have this young lady on with us today on this live stream. When it comes to world-class athletes, there really aren't many that are on the same level as this young lady. And we're fortunate enough to actually have her here with us today. And as a track and field athlete myself, more importantly, I am a long jumper as well. So this for me is like a dream come true. So I'm excited. So Tianna, thank you so much for joining us today for this live stream.
Thank you for having me. It's my first time doing a live workout, so I'm interested to see how this goes too.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's fantastic. So I'm happy that I'm the first then.
Yeah.
All right. So look, I think let's start real quick. Can you tell everyone a little bit about who you are and kind of like your road to where you are in your career highlights?
Yes. So my name is Tianna. I was born and raised in Ohio, in a little city like 20 minutes west of Cleveland. And by little, I mean we had one high school, and half the people that attended that high school were cousins of mine. So it was like a very small place to be. Then I earned an academic and athletic scholarship to the University of Tennessee. And although in high school I was great for Ohio, I won 9 state championship titles, and that ties me with Jesse Owens for
Wait, did you say 9?
9, yeah.
Damn, wow. Yeah. That's serious.
Yes.
Jesse Owens, that's
good company
another long
there.
jumper as well. Yeah, that's for real.
A legend. And so I'm happy to be able to be in the same conversation just off of that, off of high school. Then I went to University of Tennessee, and was nothing spectacular in my freshman year, honestly. Was pretty ordinary, and really started to buckle down and just do what I was told, because NCAA athletics, you do what you're told or you're going home, basically. And I didn't want to go back to Elyria. like I wanted to see the big wide world, so I buckled down there, and then won world championships the summer after my sophomore year at 19 years old. And then that was a real like aha moment for my coaches and myself. Like, okay, I mean, I knew that I was decently good before then, but I didn't have aspirations of elite or greatness, if you know what I mean. So that kind of slapped me in the face.
But was that a surprise?
It was a surprise that it happened that fast, that quickly.
Okay.
I mean, I am a firm believer in intentional and deliberate effort, and that no effort is wasted. So it wasn't a waste of time to like have been on the track at 12 with no spikes, doing stuff. And, we talked about this, jumping in the dirt and just thinking you're just having fun doing the long jump. All of that stuff counts. You like just add it to the pot, and you keep grinding and you keep working. And then one day it's like, here you are. This is the fruit of your labor, and it happened. I thought that it would happen at some point, but I thought it would look like maybe winning NCAA championships, not winning the world championships, like being the best jumper in the world at that time. That's amazing. That happened. And then I was pro, and I've been pro ever since. And I don't know if people watching know this, but I'll be 35 this year, still going strong, still training hard. So I'm really proud of that. Yeah.
That's a great feat. And then to the Olympics as well. I mean, I don't want to brag for you, but 3 gold medals. I mean, to get 1 is something, but 3 and a world record.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a lot.
Yeah. First of all, that is a really hard team to make. I don't know if you watch the Olympic trials, but it is the equivalent of the Hunger Games. You're fighting it out. You're fighting to the death to get one of 3 spots on this team. And like, nobody cares if you don't make it, but you know what I mean? So it's like a really cutthroat process to go through. So once you get to the Olympics, you're kind of feeling like, okay, the hard part is over. And a lot of people are surprised to hear that the Olympics is actually an easier competition for us to manage than our own Olympic trials. So once you're there, you really just rest on all that preparation and discipline you've had up until that point. And it's literally a showcase. Like, it's your time to show out. And that's my approach to it. It's like, oh, I'm just here to show y'all what I do every day in training, or like how tough I am mentally and you just get out there and you execute. And then you
Right.
celebrate after, if that's, that's what you do after giving your best performance. And luckily for me, I've been fortunate enough that my best performances have been good enough for gold medals. That's not always the case. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want, I've been fourth at the Olympics, and
Yeah,
it
that's tough.
sucked for about 30 seconds. And then I was like, I got fourth, but I'm fourth in the world. I ran 1085. There aren't too many people that can even say that. So then I was just proud of the
Yeah.
effort, which totally changed my mindset. So I am proud of the gold medals, but I'm also proud of it all at the same time.
That's great. So clearly right now you're training for the next Olympics, and we all know there's been a shift and there's a delay, and I think it's pushed out another year.
Yeah.
So how is that now kind of mentally made you shift your focus on the way you're training due, of course, to this pandemic?
Yeah, so to nerd out a little bit on how I write training programs, you basically have a fixed date. So it would have been like July 2020, right, is when the
Mm-hmm.
Olympics were going to be. And then you work backwards to build your whole training program. So
Mm-hmm.
now they've added another year to that. So it's like 17 months that you need to train for. And here's the thing, you could like be devastated and be like,
Yeah.
oh, what am I doing with my life now if the Olympics aren't going to happen for another year? Or you can say, you know what? I've got another year to get right. I've got
Yeah.
another year to polish, to prep, to work on those nagging little things that I might not have had time to get to. And so we're really approaching it like, oh, we got time. We're going to be as healthy as we can. We're going to be as strong as we can. We're going to be as technically sound as possible. I've got more time to get my body right. It's like, it is what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
the thing that differentiates champions from people who are just, there for the show is you take what's in front of you and you work your magic with what you have. And so that's what I'm doing.
That's a great point. I love that. So it's got to be, you do an event, right, where you have to be outside, you have to be outdoors, you have to potentially be at a track. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how has this pandemic now changed the way you train, right? And you're being safe, having to be safe.
On the one hand, track and field is the social distancing sport. We don't have to touch anybody. We don't have to talk to anybody. Literally, if you are in your lane and someone is in maybe the next lane over, we are 6 feet apart. All
Yep.
good.
Yep.
The difference is that a lot of these stadiums and tracks where we were training have been locked down, to discourage mass gatherings, like children still hopping fences and playing pickup soccer matches and stuff like that on the field. So that's what makes it difficult. But that's just like, we just do a circuit. We drive around. This is the Bay Area. There are a bunch of tracks all over. You drive around till you find one that's open. You find one where there aren't a lot of people, and you get your work in. So I guess
Yeah.
I would say it could have changed everything if I let it, but
Yeah.
why?
I got you.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll ask, what this pandemic, shift gears a tiny bit, what this pandemic has really shown us quickly is that people of color, we are dying at a lot higher rates. And while I could probably go on for hours about the facts, two areas that seem to be a big focus that we can actually change ourselves, right? If we start focusing on self-care, is
Yeah.
eating healthier and then exercising. Can you give me some of your thoughts on this and how you kind of, take that seriously for yourself?
I will tell you the one thing that I can absolutely credit for taking me from ordinary to extraordinary was my diet, which I call my fuel plan in real life, because diet doesn't really inspire me to do anything. It just sounds like a bunch of stuff I can't do. But when I reframe it and talk about it as my fuel plan, I'm like, okay, this is what my body needs to be fueled, for it to have the energy it needs to do the stuff that I'm asking it to do so that I can feel good. And it was also the hardest thing for me to do, the hardest thing. I started with a food sensitivity test, which on some days I regret having done that, because now I know, and I can't unknow, that I can't have dairy and yeast and all of these things.
All the
But
good things.
it's good to know that, though, because
Yeah.
now I'm honoring what my body says it needs and says it can't have. And that right there, without even adding any exercise to my program, changed everything. like cleared my skin, made me sleep better, all of that. And I think
Right.
that's step one in the awareness that we need as a culture to know when something is wrong with our bodies. So like if we're constantly ignoring the signs that our body shows us when we're eating things we probably shouldn't be eating, it'll be more difficult to know when something's a little off with your body. So start
That's
there.
That's such a great point. And then has exercise always been like I mean, clearly track has been something you've been doing for years, but like has the exercise always been something that was kind of ingrained with you from an early on age? I mean, did someone else kind of say, "Hey, you should do this," or was it like, "If this makes me feel good"?
No, it was really just like, you know how your parents are like, you need to do stuff, like get
Yeah.
out and do stuff. It started as that, like just be active. We were very
Yeah.
active kids. My mother was very active. She was a dancer and choreographer in
Oh wow.
college. My father is was a martial artist, a fifth
Oh
degree
wow.
black belt, so like and a boxer. So all of this stuff has always been around. Nobody told me that I had to be go to track. I played volleyball and basketball as well. I sucked at them, but I played them.
All good. All good.
Yeah, so yeah, being active, I derived a lot of pleasure from being active, not just from how it made me feel, but just from moving the energy. The body is made to move.
Yeah.
It's not moving, it's being sedentary. That's not natural.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. And the last question before we get into this workout, because I know a lot of people are anxious to jump into this, is the other thing we're seeing here is like there is a systemic bias and racism that is built into the healthcare system. I could again go on about the facts, but I'm seeing stories, and I'm sure you are as well, almost weekly about Black people going into the hospital and being turned down numerous times, only to go home and then end up dying.
Mm,
If I recall, we were speaking, and you had a similar case, not related
yeah,
to COVID, but like a
right.
case of you going in and being turned away, right?
Yeah, so I've been hearing those stories that you're talking about, like going to the hospital and getting turned away. And I honestly I knew that it was a possibility, but I didn't fully understand how it was happening until I had my own health issues. And I was trying to, and I was at the Olympic Training Center of all places, and I'm
Mhm.
the reigning Olympic champion. So this is like very important for me to be healthy right now. And I was going in and telling them, hey, something is wrong. Like something's wrong. And I just kept getting the like, oh, it's just this, take some iron and you're just anemic. We'll just do this for this. And I would do what they told me, but then I'd have to come back and say, like, no, like something is really wrong. I had been hemorrhaging for months
Wow.
and I was just like, trying to explain all the symptoms. Because I practice yoga so much, I am like my body awareness is on level 100. So
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
something is the tiniest off, I know what it is. So I'm in
Right.
the doctor's office, one of the last times that I visited him, and I basically slammed my fist on his desk and had to say, I am dying. I am dying.
Mhm.
And then I said, I am also the reigning Olympic champion, and I will retire today if you do not listen to me.
Mhm.
And he finally listened and scheduled me an appointment with a specialist, found out I had a tumor, and I had
Wow.
surgery 4 hours later. But it required me putting my foot down so hard that it woke them up. And I just imagine that if I had to do that with my own Olympic committee who's set up to support me, I can't
Yeah.
even begin to fathom what it's like going into a hospital care system where they don't know you at all. And so I guess my advice there is you got to build some personal credibility with yourself. Like you really need to know what's going on with your body. That way, when it's time to slam your fist, get loud, stomp your feet, you can be like, this is what's happening. This is
Yeah.
what I need. Listen. And it was such a disheartening situation, especially
Mhm.
for me because, like you said, it wasn't COVID-19, but it was fibroids, which I learned 80% of African American women will experience, goes largely undiagnosed, and 50% of them have horrible symptoms.
Yeah.
And it's something
It's
that goes
painful.
untreated. Yes, yes, yeah.
Mhm.
So just we can't change the healthcare system one person at a time, but you can be that advocate for yourself. So I really encourage people to just start taking care of yourself. That way, when it's time to go to bat and have your own back, you are informed and they know they're not just dealing with somebody that they can brush off.
That is so important. I'm so glad that you actually said that as well, because, and I'll repeat this again, like if it could happen to someone like you, right, an
Mm-hmm.
Olympic champion, if it could happen to someone like Serena Williams, right,
Yeah,
this is a problem and it's something that needs to be addressed. And to your point, it's so important that we, especially people of color, really take into consideration like an understanding of our bodies, right? And that starts with eating right. It starts with
absolutely.
exercising, and this is called self-care, right?
Yeah.
We need to actually do more.
Yeah, self-care isn't, it's trendy now, but it isn't just taking time off to go get a manicure or pedicure, right? Self-care is
Thank you.
literally doing what it is your body needs when it needs it. It's going to bed earlier, even though it's probably not cool that I'm in the bed by 9:30
Yep.
most
Yep.
nights.
Yep.
It's doing all those things. It's not having that extra glass of wine, which is personally difficult for me, but that's what I have to do. That's what I need. All of that is self-care. All of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. That's incredible. And thank you for saying that. So look, I think we're going to get into this workout now. So, and for the record, we have like, I see we have Olympians on this. We have like Aliam Pompey is on here. We have NFL players. Andre Davis is
Hey,
on here. He broke the what? NFL record for longest kickoff return. We have a lot of people on here, which is
wow.
exciting. So I'm gonna move this chair, and
Same.
hopefully for the people that are placing bets on how fast I'm gonna actually cramp up, we'll see.
Look, I told you to hydrate, so that's gonna be on you.
Look, hey, look, I got my water right here. So everybody, put your screens to your computers or to your TVs. We're about to get this on.
Okay. I have to get my timer ready.
Oh boy.
Look at you. Yeah, that's actually where we're gonna just start, okay? We're just gonna stand here and we're gonna warm up the spine and the hips by just doing a little side to side. See, nobody's dying, everybody's okay. And try to just get more of a full range of motion. Really warm the spine up.
Oh yeah, I can feel
Okay. Yeah, extend, especially with us using more technology now. You're gonna grab, probably can't see it, but grab your left wrist with your right hand, pull up, and then lean to the side. Good side bend. Do you feel that?
that. Oh yeah.
All right, come back to the center. Do the same thing, opposite side. So left hand grabs right wrist, pulls straight up, and then over. But you don't want to feel any of that compression in your lower back, which we are all probably feeling as we are hunched over our phones and watching Netflix all day. So this counters all that. Come back to the center, hands down, and we'll just rotate a little bit more. All right, now with your hands here, make sure your weight is evenly distributed between both legs, and we're just gonna lift and lift. Oh, you're a little wobbly, sir.
Uh-oh. Wait. Should we be
Slow
saying
and
it's
controlled.
slow and control? Okay.
Slow and controlled, because it allows you to help everything fire properly.
Gotcha.
You don't always have to be doing things fast for it to be effective.
Oh,
It's
that's
another
actually
thing
good
I
to know.
think, huh?
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's something that people think that faster is always better, but when it comes to stuff like this or just strengthening, you don't need to. Slow and controlled is the way to go. We'll speed it up though, don't worry.
Oh, Jesus. You start
Okay,
hearing me
now step
panting.
faster.
Okay.
And whatever you do, guys, just keep breathing. And when you need to take a break, take a break. We talked about personal credibility with your body. That means stopping when you absolutely need to stop. It
Gotcha.
doesn't mean doing stupid stuff.
And I can already feel this in my hip flexors.
Yeah. All right, we bring that to a close and you get a little break. We're going to come down to all fours. Tell me if you
Okay.
can't see me anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna just look a little close. Gotcha.
Can you see me?
Yep, I can see you.
Okay, so we're on all fours. And you probably remember this from your track and field days, but you're going to like do CatCow. So then you push your hands to the floor and make an arch, and then you drop.
Gotcha.
We're going to do that a couple times. And you really want to push your hands through the floor so that you can like not be collapsing into your shoulders.
Okay.
And you can really start to feel your spine open up.
Yeah, you can
Like
actually,
all
that actually
my
makes a
back
difference
just crushed. Yeah, it does.
when you push it through, when you feel you're pushing through the ground.
Yeah, because it forces a full engagement. It opens the front body and allows you to open the back body as well. And you might be able to hear it, but I'm a certified yoga teacher.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Oh, it's good. Okay, so once you feel like you've done enough of that,
Okay.
just step each foot back so that you're in a plank.
Gotcha.
Okay. We there?
I'm there, like a
No.
push-up, right?
Yeah, like a push-up.
Gotcha.
All right, now we're gonna pick our butt up, and so this would be called like downward facing dog in yoga.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Yep.
All right, lift your right leg up behind you.
What in the? Okay.
Now bring your knee, the right knee to your nose.
Oh shit. Oh.
Yeah, push it back up, extend it behind you.
Goodness.
Knee to nose. You're doing all right. Up behind you, knee to nose. Up behind you, knee to nose.
Boy,
Up behind you, step it down. Good job, good job. All
Is that
right.
the other one?
Yep. Left leg up, knee to nose. Up behind you, knee to nose. Up, knee to nose.
This is challenging.
Up, I know. Knee to nose. And drop your leg. So this will get easier if you continue to push your hands down. It just your legs don't have to do all the work.
Okay.
It's definitely an ab workout.
Gotcha. Oh yeah.
We're going again.
Right one?
Right leg up, but we're going to the right tricep. So it'll look like this if you need to see. It'll look like this, okay? Up, then here.
Gotcha.
Up.
Okay. Up.
Yep.
Oh Jesus.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
No, it's all good. You can laugh at me.
But at this point, you should start to feel like the heat being generated in your body.
My heat is all over.
Go ahead and step that leg down. We'll do the other side. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're going.
Okay. All right. Left leg up. Left tricep. Up. Left tricep. Up. Left tricep. Up. Left tricep. Put it down. Drop your knees to the floor. And rest.
Whew. Yeah, I got a good sweat going.
Yeah.
Everybody got a good sweat. If everyone has a good sweat going, let's push those hearts. Let me see those lights.
if you feel like even using your fingers right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to go back to standing.
Okay.
Now that our break is over.
That was a break?
All right. Yeah, that's the break. Hands up, because we got 15 minutes. It can be effective, right? We're going to squat. We're going to start with slow and controlled squats.
Now keep your hands straight up, or should I come down?
Yeah, keep your hands straight up because it's going to force you to keep your chest up.
Okay.
Right? And then sit back. Up. Sit back. It helps if you inhale deeply on the way up and then exhale on the way down.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Let's do 3 more. That's funny because I said 3 more and then I lost count. So I think this is the last one.
So good.
Okay, stay here. Stay here.
Oh, wait, low?
Stay in the squat.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Put more weight into your heels.
Yep.
Count down from 10. Go ahead.
10, 9,
Yep.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. Spring up. Shake that out. We're going again.
All right.
But this time it'll be faster. So your hands will still be up because what I want is your chest open, your core engaged, right? So
yeah,
we can't cheat so much
with
our hands up. We're going to do 25 speed squats.
Whoosh, all right. 25,
so
y'all.
I gave you a number so that you can go at your pace if you need to, but fast. So.
I'm going to try to keep it. Oh, shoot.
7, 10, 15, 20, 25, and sit.
2 more.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll wait for you here.
And then we're sitting. All right. Woo.
Sit.
And sitting
Go
in the
ahead.
squat.
Count down from 10. Go ahead.
10, 9, 8,
Count
7,
fast.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spring up. Good job. Is everybody okay? Do we need to check on the people?
We good, everybody? All right. Someone said, what part of this is easy? All right.
I don't think anybody said it would be easy. All right. Building on that.
You see how bad this is, right? My wife just brought me a towel.
Take a water break real quick because I need some.
We're good. Do you want to join in?
Yes,
Please?
join us.
She said you should join in. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
All right. All right, come on.
All right.
I don't want to take part in this misery.
All right, so
That's okay.
You have to listen
Just
to me.
do what you can do. It's all good. As long as we're moving, we're fine. All right. So we're squatting again.
Squatting again.
But this time, come up on your toes as high as you can.
Okay.
And try to get your heels up as high as you can.
Okay.
Are you there?
So when you're when you squat, you're on your toes when you squat down.
So yes, and we're gonna do slow
Okay.
and controlled. We'll just do 10 right now.
Okay.
But you stay on your toes the entire time. So this works balance and everything.
All right.
Keep your hands wherever they need to be for balance. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's go for 10.
There you go. 1, 2,
3, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it?
Are you staying on your toes?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. You can relax.
Okay.
We're gonna do that 2 more times. I'm gonna
All
go
right.
from the side so you can see the range of motion.
Gotcha. Okay.
Take a deep breath in. Let it all out. We going again. Ready? For 10.
Yep.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whew.
Got it?
Got it.
Feeling any
You see
heat?
the sweat? You see that sweat?
Yes, you looking shiny. Okay. Last round, same thing,
Okay.
but we're gonna, on the last squat, we're gonna hold it with the toes up.
Gotcha.
I mean, up on your toes.
Okay.
Okay. So up on the toes.
Yep.
Ready? 10, 9, 8,
By the way, my quads are burning.
7, good, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Woo. Stay here up on those toes. Try to lift the heels a little bit higher. Does it burn?
Yeah. It burns.
All right. Lift your heels higher, sit your butt lower. Heels higher, butt lower. Stand up.
Oh, damn. Oh, my legs.
Yes, that was great. That was
They
great.
burned out.
That's okay. We're moving to the floor. We're gonna do a plank series and then we're done.
All right. This is
All
great.
right.
No, this is good.
Good. I'm gonna actually adjust this down a little bit if I can. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. When we do these planks, you can be up on your hands or down on your forearms. I don't really care which.
Okay.
All right. We're going to start. I'm breathing hard, so I'm talking weird.
You and me both.
We're going to start with just a 15-second hold.
Now, again, for the folks watching, you can be on your elbows or on your hands in push-up style.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And a lot of that's just like a matter of comfort. It takes pretty much the same amount of strength.
Okay, I was about to ask you which is easier.
I don't know. It depends on the person.
All right.
You can try both if you want. Okay.
Ready?
Ready? I'm going to start the timer. It's only 15-second hold, so hang in there. Okay? Ready? Go. Hold.
Okay.
Okay, down.
Oh,
rest.
That's good. That's good.
Was that okay for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're building onto that. So we're going to do the same thing, except this time you're going to try to contract all of your muscles and hold.
Okay.
So like you just try to squeeze everything, like squeeze your butt cheeks super hard, like flex your shoulders, all within this plank, okay?
Okay.
All right, so get back to your position. Are we up?
Yep. We're up.
Okay. Ready? Contract everything. Squeeze everything. Like ball up all the anger and frustration and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, down.
Ooh, that was good. That was good.
How does that feel? Can you feel all the muscles contracting, or
yeah.
you have
Yeah,
to
you
train
certainly
that
can.
better?
No,
right,
I mean, I don't feel my butt cheeks. It's good.
All right, cool. Side planks.
Side
We're
plank.
in the finish line. So to do a side plank, again, you can be on your forearm or up on your hand.
Here.
So you could do this.
Okay. Gotcha.
If you are having bouncing issues, just like drop the leg or put it behind you for extra help.
Okay.
Otherwise, you stack them.
Gotcha.
All right. Let me know when you're ready. We're going to do both sides.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Up. For my very stable fancy folks, go ahead and lift your leg.
Oh, Jesus. Look at that.
Good job.
Oh.
And down.
Oh.
Don't pull anything.
I might have already.
All right, switch to the other side.
Okay, other
Doing
side.
the right side. Okay, ready?
Yep.
And up. Keep your core engaged by like trying to bring your belly button in, and raise your leg. If you raise it on the other side, try this side. And down.
Whew.
Last thing. We've engaged booty, hamstrings, back, all that. We're going to sit on our butt.
Okay.
And we're going to hold.
I'm going to see.
Hold
Get a
here.
close up of you here.
Can you see?
Yes, that. Yep.
So
Gotcha.
if you aren't feeling that today, you can just drop your toes to the floor for a little more support while you balance.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do this for 20 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
You can really feel your abs engaging.
Yeah. And it's not crunches, right? So a lot of people think that crunches is what helps get your core strong, but the core are the abs, the hips, the erectors in the back. You have to do all of that work to be stable here. And rest.
I don't know how you talk straight through that. Did my body start trembling?
Honestly, it surprised me too.
I'm like, is she doing these too? This is tough.
Right. Okay. Last one.
Okay.
And don't come out of it until I say stop. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Go. Anyway, so all of this is really good. We're working every single stabilizer right now. Try to bring your chest up higher, closer to your thighs, and feel how that changes the hold. If you're about it, you can straighten the legs. Oh, did he quit?
I broke.
Did he quit? And rest.
Oh my God. My body was shaking, my hips,
well, I
my
got
thighs.
you in the end anyway. Perfect timing, because that is a quick, about 15-minute workout right there.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Tianna.
You're welcome.
So I think what we're gonna do real quick is we are, for the folks that are watching now, I think this is just a great opportunity. I mean, there's not many times where you get the chance to speak to, I'm trying to get my breath, a world-class athlete, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to tell everyone now, do you see me, folks? This is
we
real.
See your shiny forehead.
This is real. Am I sure dripping? So look, that was fantastic, and I think that just shows that in 15 minutes you can do a very effective workout without running all over the place, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's simple. So while we chat for 2 seconds, for folks out there that want to ask a question, directly next to your comment box right now, you'll see to the right of that, there's two squares stacked on top of each other. One actually has a question mark. If you tap on that question mark right now, what'll happen is you can ask a question, I'll get it queued up, and then I'll be able to actually post it and ask Tianna. So any questions that the whole bunch of you out there might want to know, post it right now real quick, give it to me, and then I'll ask the question, you can get an answer. So, and I know there's like a whole track team, high school track team joined as well.
Hey.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of folks here. So I guess, Tianna, can you go into explaining a little, while we wait for questions to come through, maybe explain a little bit about how simple some of these workouts could do, because when we start to talk about how exercise affects and helps people of color right now, a lot of people think or are quick to assume, well, I have to have a gym membership, or I have to have weights, or I have to have all this stuff. I had a t-shirt and shorts and some socks on, and I'm pouring sweat from 5 or 6 simple moves that you did.
Right. So the thing about the human body is it's built for movement. It is like a precision machine in that regard. Yeah. So all that's really required is that you move, which means you can do squats without having a barbell, a rack, or a platform. You can do all of those same movements without any stuff. The only thing is you need to have the commitment to just do it. And so today's workout is just that. You could be in your closet and get that workout done and just move. And again, you don't need to have all this knowledge about which exercises go with what, or have a whole full, I'm going to have an upper body day, I'm going to have a leg. You don't have to do any of that. Just move your body. And so really need to simplify everything down. You want to focus on getting full ranges of motion, move your legs so that they get that work. Squat, as low as possible, and then spring up. Just get everything moving, and you'll feel so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. And I feel like sometimes I go and I'll hit the treadmill downstairs for 45 minutes, and and I feel right now just as good with a 15-minute workout.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I'm not on anybody's treadmill for 45 minutes.
so I got to ask, here comes a question from a young lady named Laura. She actually, and I'm going to put it here, she actually posted this question, what is your best tool to get you in the mindset for success?
It's changed over time, right? Because I've been a professional for 15 years, and I've been doing this since I was 12. Yeah. Lately, I think it was really important for me to define what success even meant at all, because I was finding myself in a lot of trouble defining success by other people's definitions. The world at large sees a gold medal as symbolic of success. But I also have 3 bronze medals, which I fought for so hard that I cherish them more than the gold medals, because what it took for me to even deliver a performance like that was way more effort and intention than the gold medals. And so the best tool I think you could have is to understand what it is you want, and then define success from that perspective and nobody else's. Because that way you can get on the line you can get on the starting line for a 100-meter dash, get your butt kicked, and still have had a successful day. Why? Because you went out there and you accomplished what you set out to accomplish.
I think that's so amazing that you said that. And I'm just going to add, this is just my question, just because I'm like me being who I am, but can we see your medals real quick? Do you have them like grouped up together?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just happen to have them right here. Just, conveniently. Here's the 3 golds.
Wow, look at that weight. Wow, that's amazing. Impressive.
Thank you. And they are so heavy. They are so heavy.
Oh, they look like it. And hopefully when we get to meet in person, I could wear one of them for a night.
Yeah, I got you.
So the next comment to this individual here who actually asked, what advice can you offer students who are set to graduate into a world where jobs are few and far between? That might be that's interesting question. I can help you with that if you'd like, but what do you think?
Well, how about we both answer, because I can definitely answer from the sports world.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Maybe from the sports side, then I'll give the business side.
Okay, so from the sports side, I've been fielding a lot of messages and emails from seniors who did not get to have their last track season, who were maybe depending on this season to get the exposure they wanted to get, maybe earn scholarships that no longer can do that. And so my advice to them is you have to bet on yourself right now. So yeah, people don't get to see you showcase your preparation and all the work that you've done so far, but you know the work you've done so far. And so if there's a situation, a school you want to go to, or a coach you want to train by, go anyway. And so you got to go boldly forward anyway, because you have a front row seat to the work and the preparation you've done. And I kind of would say the same thing about students who are graduating into the real world. It's a mess, and I'm fortunate to not have had to really face that yet, but I will in a couple years. And it's just have a clear picture of what it is you're trying to accomplish, and then exhaust every opportunity, every pathway to make that happen. And don't get so caught up in the fact that it might not be the glamour route or the Instagram worthy route right now. Just do what you got to do to get it done.
I'm with you 100%. And I think from a business point of view, right now we are every single individual in this world is at home, right? And we all have access to the same tools. And I would say that right now is an opportunity for you to actually be yourself and be authentic. Get your message out there. There's you can be doing these as well, right? The only reason why Tianna and I are on here was I ended up reaching out, right? And some people say no, some people say yes. But I think we're all in a moment of time right now where we all are trying to do good and try that. Use these platforms and try to grow your personal brand. We will be out of this soon. We'll be on the other side, and take advantage of the time you have now, I'll say.
Right, because nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. So you do what you can with what you have right now until that changes, and then you do what you can with what you have then, and then that'll change. And you keep adapting and reacting to that.
Here's a good question from looks like from Braya. What advice would you give a Division II athlete who wants to be a pro track and field athlete?
I say, first of all, the Division II qualifier does not matter, because physics doesn't care at all what kind of school you went to. And so it's still 100 meters. It's still the same long jump runway and pit. So the division of the school is not an impediment to your goals and your dreams. Now, to be a professional track and field athlete, the only thing that's required is that you no longer have collegiate eligibility. That's it. Once you're spit out of the NCAA system, congratulations, you're basically pro. Because at that point, all of the meets, you can earn prize money, which is the only real prerequisite to being a pro athlete. If what you're talking about is how to land the shoe contracts and stuff, the ones that you see people bragging about or whatever, showcasing on social media, that's a different story. I didn't get my contract until after I became the world champion.
Oh, wow,
so
really?
It's one of those things where you grind, and then maybe that happens. Right. But to be pro requires nothing but you to be done with college.
Interesting. So here's another one from Fly Girl Leash. How often should the average person work out in a week? that's probably different per person, right? But I guess
I'm sure
maybe
it
it's
is. I think 3 days a week is great. I think that's great. I mean, I train more intensely than the average person, but I'm still just 4 days a week for the most part.
all right, interesting.
Yeah.
And then I'm only going to ask a couple more questions here. This I just think will be an interesting one. So this is coming from ex-NFL football player Andre Davis, who said, and he's saying this because he and I are both family from Jamaica, so I know that's why this came up from. So USA versus Jamaica, any friendships or all rivalry business?
Well. Somebody had to ask.
Well, I mean, look, the 4x1, you guys broke the world record. I mean, you guys were going head to head with Jamaica.
Absolutely.
You pulled out quite a bit in that first leadoff leg, and then after that, you handed off to Allison Felix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
it was kind of game over from that point.
Yeah. So we're not friends. We're definitely rivals, but we're not unfriendly. I want to make that clear too.
Yeah.
So like before the relay, it's a different kind of vibe because, it's not just, 4 girls talking smack to 4 other girls. It's an entire country like the countries are going at it. And so we feel that. And Jamaica, they had a lot to say before the 2012 and 2016 Olympic relays, which I'll be straight honest, pissed me completely off and contributed to how fast I ran that first leg. So we need that rivalry because if it weren't for that, the world record probably wouldn't have fallen. And if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have been able to defend the title that we defended in 2016. So it's a rivalry that is very, very conducive to high performance. And I appreciate each and every one of them for that.
That was such a proper response.
It was true, though. It was true.
All right. So this is gonna be our last question here. Looks from VA. How do you stay? And I think this is a big one. How do you stay motivated every day to exercise? This is tough because I think for you it's a business. Whoa, really?
Yeah, no. Well, let's just get that out of the way right now. I'm not motivated every day at all. Wow. And I think people who expect to be motivated every day end up beating themselves down because they don't feel motivated to do something they know they should be doing. And so let's just dispel the myth that Tianna is motivated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That is not the case. What is the case is that when my motivation runs out, my discipline and commitment to my goal takes over. So even when I don't feel like being out there, I remember why I even stepped foot out there in the first place, and I get through it. I might not be happy about it. I might complain the entire time, but it gets done because my discipline takes over when motivation runs out.
That's an amazing response. Tianna, is there any last word you might want to give to anyone else that's watching, whether they be a track athlete, whether they be someone who is at home dealing with some of these issues like obesity and high blood pressure and these things? Yeah. Any advice you'd like to give to folks?
Yeah, all of us. Sometimes people refer to athletes like me as elite or like freaks of nature or whatever. I want to tell you that I'm an ordinary person that can do extraordinary things because I decided to. And so for you at home, you can do extraordinary things. It starts with the decision to just do that thing. And then like my sponsor says, you just do it. That's it. Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just do it. And you will surprise yourself with how you're able to level up in whatever area it is that you're trying to level up in.
I'm going to shut up because there's nothing better that I could say. And let's just end there. You've been an incredible individual. You inspire me. You inspire a lot of people. And we're fortunate to have you here for this time. I'll speak for all of us. We wish you luck. And I'm sure every single individual here will be rooting for you on the track next year. All right.
Thank you. Thank you
it's so much for your time. Take care, Tianna.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys.